effort and the resiliency of the guys on our team. We stayed the course. We thought next play, and we found a way to get a road win, get a win in the Big Ten, which they're hard to do, especially on the road. And I thought one play in particular down the stretch for us, we got 3 offensive rebounds on one sequence that kind of sealed it for us. Complete team effort. Very happy for our guys because they've continued to battle. And tonight we're able to stay the course and come away with a win. I know at some point I'll get asked about this. So just in regards to the Bruce Shingler suspension, I have no further comment until beyond the statement that was issued by our athletic department. And, our athletic department will handle everything from there.
We'll take a couple questions from the audience and then we'll go to the Zoom. Any questions out here? Yeah, right here.
Yeah, could you just take us through that closing sequence in the end of regulation when flagrant one was called, what you saw live and then what you heard from the referees?
I didn't see anything live. I did end up seeing a picture of the blow. And that's what I saw. So, we've got to, in situations like that, we got to do a much better job of maintaining our poise and not being caught in situations like that. Kind of the same thing happened at the end of the game. You know what I mean? And Northwestern got caught for one. I think plays like that are really hard to, stomach to a certain extent because there's a lot of grabbing and pushing and elbow going on all game long. And so, they just happen to call those 2 particular instances.
One more out here.
Coach, very big game from Eric Ayala tonight. What can you say about him stepping up tonight?
Eric is one of the older players on our team, and tonight he has his first double-double of his career. He's made some shots for us recently, shooting the ball very well from 3. I think coming into this game, he was around 50% from 3. Made some big shots for us, got to the free throw line, 11 rebounds. That was huge for us, especially because we were in foul trouble a good portion of the night. And so for him to have a double-double, outstanding. Fats has 23 and 7. So our 2 guards really did a great job of facilitating, rebounding the basketball, scoring the basketball. And, they're older, they're veteran guards. And we're very thankful to have them, especially in situations like this on the road.
Questions on Zoom, please.
Go to Ryan McFadden.
Excuse me. Hey, Coach.
I can't hear anything.
Can you hear me now? Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, cool. My question for you is, after the team blew that 6-point lead in the final 30 seconds of the game, I think what was the message like? What were you telling the guys on the sidelines as you guys get ready for the first overtime?
Well, we could have handled some things better, but you got to give Northwestern credit too. They got guys on scholarship as well, right? They're well coached. And so they made some plays. We did some things that we probably like to take back, but you give them credit for making plays. And we talked about this before the game. It wasn't during the game. It was think next play. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever happens, we move on to the next play. And I thought our guys had a terrific mindset of understanding that throughout the whole ball game. And we also talked about playing from tip to horn. And you play from tip to horn, and how many overtimes you end up playing. We played 2 tonight. It really doesn't matter because the mindset is you go from tip to the horn. And we were good in that regard in terms of just staying locked in, staying together and connected.
Emily Giambalvo.
Hey, Coach. First, just a logistical thing, not directly related to Bruce, but are you going to be able to elevate an assistant, or have you done that already?
Have not. All this happened pretty quickly, and we're just trying to keep our head above water and move forward. And we'll see how it plays out as we continue to go down this path.
And then just about the game, we've talked so much in the last few about just trying to get over the hump, and obviously the hole wasn't as big this time. But what do you think was the difference in just the guys being able to finally finish out a game, even if it probably took a little longer than you would have liked in overtime?
Well, if I could be selfish, I'd like to say we make our free throws and we don't get this far into the ball game, or double overtime, if you will. But we did knock them down when we needed to throughout the ball game early on. Just stay in the course. A lot of times, Dante fouls out, Julian fouls out, and Q comes in and plays great for us. He plays great defense. He knocks down free throws. He goes and gets some really big, timely rebounds in traffic and secures the basketball. So just across the board, all of our guys had the next play mentality, and they stayed ready when the number was called. And we were fortunate enough to get a win, but we're very happy with it. And we got to use this to create some momentum going into our next game.
Leave Kareem.
Coach, Fats Russell had a great second half performance, and that bled into both overtime periods. What do you think it's going to take for him to get going earlier? I know he only had 2 points in the first half.
Depends on how the defensive matchup is. Every game you go into and you say, this is our game plan, and we want to take this away. This is our game plan, we want to take this away. And you see the numbers that Fats and Eric had today. They're at the top of everybody's scouting report. And they're going to scheme to slow those guys down. And when they do that, it's on us as coaches to find different plays to work and find other guys that can be efficient so we can open things back up for those two players especially. And we were able to do that. Dante scores 17 before he fouls out. Hakeem was outstanding again. He gets 18. We get timely shots and timely buckets from across the board from a lot of different guys. And that's what it comes down to. You pick and choose when you're Eric and you're Fats, when you can go make a play, when you need to facilitate. And I thought they did a really good job of that tonight.
Last question for Coach Bruce Posner.
Yeah, Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great win. 94 points tonight, and really only 7 in the first 9 minutes, and then 87 points. I know it went to overtime, but how happy were you with the offense? What were the changes you saw that made everything work tonight offensively?
Well, we went to a small lineup and just 5-out motion. And so they had one of their bigger guys guarding X or Dante. And you know what? They actually put a big guy on Eric at one point. Robbie was guarding Eric at one point. And at that point in our 5-out motion, our bigs or whoever has a big guarding them goes and sets ball screens. And we pop or we roll depending on what their coverage is, and we play from there. And so I think the small lineup was very beneficial for us. I thought our big lineup was good too when we had our 5s in. So, it's just a matter of seeing what they're doing and trying to counter off of it. They did a tremendous job of scouting plays. And so sometimes we just had to go get a high ball screen or a side ball screen and let Eric and Fats go make a play inside of a play where they get into the paint and either get to the rim or drop it off to one of our bigs that have made himself available around the rim.
Last one in person.
Coach, Northwestern had 11 points in the first overtime, only 4 in the last. They went 1 for 10 from the field, their final 10 shots. Were there any adjustments made in between that first and second overtime, or do you think it was just an execution thing?
No, it's guys, nobody's going to be perfect from the field. You're going to miss. I played basketball for damn near 20 years. I missed way more shots than I made. That's just how it works. And some nights you're going to make them, some nights you're not going to make them. But you look at the stat line for a lot of the players on that team. A lot of those guys made shots. And some nights you're going to make them, some nights you're not. That's just how it goes. And for us, fortunately, in that second half, I thought we did a good job of contesting shots, but we contested shots for the most part throughout the ball game. And they had 11 points in the first overtime, and so did we. And so, it was, the first half, the first 2, it was a mirror ball game, 30-30 after the first, 42-42, 11-11 after the first overtime. And, for us, we continue to make shots, and they probably missed some shots they normally make, but that's how it goes.
All right, thanks, Coach.
It'll be Fats Russell and Eric Ayala for questions. So if you have a question for Eric or Fats, just use the raise hand feature or chat me. We'll probably go to the room first and then open it up to everybody here on the Zoom.
Eric Ayala, Keith.
Any questions from media, Sean? Are we good? Okay. Start off, Emily, why don't you start us off with any questions for Eric?
Eric, obviously you had a pretty good game today. What did you feel like actually helped you guys get over the hump